Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to everybody out there. Jason here at City Tree Sports, and a pleasure it is to have you alive and in charge. A little fun in the sun, Kentucky, in the midst for Week 7 here for the 802 Cup Series provided by Riptide Radio. Make sure you go check out Riptide Radio. It's a free download source to be able to get out there and have some fun and enjoy that Sunday music. It is cold here, so I encourage you to go check out Riptide so that way you can feel a little bit more sounds, salt, sea, the air, basically music that would put you by the ocean and make you live by the ocean. That's pretty much what it is. BG Graphics going to give you your starting lineup here for the starting grid. I'm sorry, starting lineup. The starting grid here today. Rob Lowe and Johnny Barker going to make up the front row. Rob Lowe getting another pole out there. Good deal for him. Good to see him back out of the mix, getting that G-Stone Ford Mustang up in that front row. Frank is going to have Kenny Reel to his outside row number 2. David Lamaga is going to have Steve Ritter in row number 3. Nate Cortila is going to have Brian Huntley Jr. in row number 4. Brandon Guerin with John Ross to his outside row number 5. AJ Carthen with Christopher Pendell in row number 6. Row 7 be a shot. Dave Farrell is going to have Nick Larson to his outside. Christian Delgado will have Michael Caffrey to his outside. In row 8, Josh Small, Chris Campbell will make it row number 9. Arabia Caton's going to have Eli Raposa. 10, Aaron Bradford, Leroy Koblenz, Jeff Barefoot out in the rest of the field. We are running Kentucky. Kentucky is week 7 on the schedule, as we'll see what Giadravas are going to be kind of putting themselves into here. It is a very flat racetrack, and as it would be, 1.46 miles in length. They're going to run 140 laps today, no stages, 70% fuel, 2 green white checkered attempts, 2 fast repairs, and 4 sets of tires from on it. Track temperature is very spicy, though. 117 degrees Fahrenheit out of Sparta, Kentucky. Air temperature is going to be 84 degrees, 45% humidity, clear skies, 2-mile-an-hour wind, leaf guard, and, of course, Out of the Woods Crafts giving you more of that race information right there. Out of the Wood Crafts sponsors the Rookie Series. And the Rookie Series, or the Rookie Points, are changed what I've seen. 4 points. Right now, as far as points go, Kenny Reel leads with 3 wins over Frank, 220 to 207. John Ross second. He would be your points leader when it comes to the rookie standings out of the Woods Crafts. So John Ross leads in that rookie standings. Body was, and it's been a little bit since it's been updated. I'm actually good at keepscore.com. Check out what it is. John Ross, AJ Compton, Steve Ritter are going to be your top 3. 40 points over the the ads down that are playing on that. John Ross has 40 points right now over the standings there. So last updated 4 days ago, so that'll be what it is. Drivers are ready to go. Lights are going to be off the pace car. We're going to go green flag racing for 140 laps. This track runs slow because of the flat nature of the racetrack, but it is a ton of fun to drive. I love Kentucky. All right, pitter patter. Let's get at her. Green flag. Back to the mile-and-a-half circuit after Sonoma last week. This week, we're going to see who's going to be able to maintain their tires for a long period of time. This Kentucky has a tendency to run that middle second lane later into the run, but early you see a lot of drivers lifting and bouncing into the corner, trying to get themselves in to the right area. Big momentum as they roll the corner. Right now, Rob Lowe leads lap 1. I got to make a change on the tower over there, folks, because the split, I changed a few things, and the split from last week from the road course to this week kind of messed up. So I got to go fix that. You know, these things do happen. Let's see if that fixes it. Did that fix it? Nope. There it is. I knew it was one of those numbers. You know. All right. Lowell Barker 1-2. Reel's going to be in third. Ritter in fourth. Lamaga will be fifth. Fastest lap of the race so far ran by Rob Lowell, 31:50. As they start to press, it's going to be his lap times and cleaner are going to be the most important. Getting Reel on the bubble. I don't know why SDK is now working for you, so I apologize about that. It should be working. How about now? There you go. There it is. 4-140. Bean, thank you very much, sir, for being out there in the chat. Let's go. Highline says GTS. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. 5:30:52. And some shout outs. Speaking of all of that, we will go and take a look and see what those drivers are doing. How about Johnny Barker making the pass for the lead here? As a little wall tap there for the 21. David Lamaga just ran a 31:21. Kenny Reel in second. The fastest lap of the race ran by the 28 back here. 28 has the 21 to the outside. Nate Cortilla is going to be on the inside. How about your Beef Jerky Unlimited driver cams? As we progress forward, there is Nate Cortilla. He is going to be driving that number 5. Seven to the bottom side is our wonderful, 21, hard in the wall again. We'll go on board and see what Nate's doing here. Nate runs in fourth as he drives that Chevy. A lot more talent I do. That's for darn sure. Able to roll into the corner and be back out. It's pretty darn awesome. Pretty darn awesome. Very humbling. Love that guy. Let's see. Kenny Reel's in second. He's trying to track down the 6. That's the pace and the speed he's got going on. Roll out. Middle lane of the DuPont car. I want to make sure that I update paints because we like to make sure these drivers are driving what they're supposed to be driving. I did update it earlier, but it looked like trading paints had stalled out, so we'll make sure that that's the case. Top 4, all Ford, Chevy. Bob Lowell back to 5th. The pole sitter, fastest on the circuit right now, has Ryan Huntley Jr., that Toyota right behind him. This might be Christian. Somebody. Track Racer. Yep. I think that would be the guy. That's Christian right there. Hard on it. Hey, yeah. To the name. 9 of 140 being completed on the way back from turning on the lights. Tell you what, it's been cold. It's been absolutely cold. Johnny Barker, Kenny Reel, 2/10 of a second. Dave Laraga is going to be in third. Chris Campbell running his fastest lap of the race, number 68, and that Toyota, Aaron Bradford in front of him. Drivers starting to put a little bit more of their that long run race pace in, and these Toyotas, there's 3 of them right here. Aaron Bradford, Chris Campbell, Josh Small just ran 31.5s. 31.41. 31.41 for Aaron Bradford, 31.55 for Chris Campbell, Josh Small, 31.5 for Joshua in that Donkey Kong paint scheme. See, how about Leroy Koblitz back here? He's a little wall tap, but he is working on it. Going to work on that iRacing craft. Michael Caffrey, our wonderful Australian friend, gives, I think he's all 5, but I think he's trying to save a little pace here. I don't know. It might be a long run. I mean, Kentucky is one of those racetracks that really puts you in perspective. There's Arabia Caton back here, putting a little bit more time, energy in his smart car. Kenny Reel was under fire there for a moment from David Lamaga. Lamaga has a good pace. It's a good race line down the back straight over we go. There's a spectate camera for Kentucky. Kentucky used to be a part of this of the NASCAR circuit pretty profusely, and right now we're seeing Some of the best laps ran on this next-gen car. It's a ton of fun to drive. I'm kind of hoping that Kentucky becomes a part of what NASCAR actually wants to have. It's a great racetrack. Here's the 6. Momentum for Nick Larson. There's the 82. See him and Steve Ritter got to go places. This racetrack wants to boggle down. See 20 drivers put a little bit more time in here. With 3 rolling Chris Campbell, AJ Cawthon won't at it here. Cawthon in the 25 has the 68 to the outside. Cawthon and that Chevy splitting up the Toyota teammates. Like the static cams. Tower cam's quiet. There's the tower cam. Again, 3 wide. In the corner, 82. There's the 62 of Frank. Off 7 from the start of the race. 44 of John Ross try to make the inside work. 62 battles back to the outside. This is a great camera. It just needs to be louder. Well, I hate that you're missing it too, man. It's all good though. Everybody will enjoy it. We're gonna go behind the scenes. I gotta turn this camera up. This camera is not doing well. So let me do this, folks. We're gonna give it a little volume to this camera because this camera should be much more loud. There you are. Now behind the scenes. That's what happens. Hold on. Actually, we have to do it that way, and then save the camera. So sorry. Normally, I'm not used to the Kentucky camera. This one right here. So let's save that track one more time. Yeah, and then now we'll go back to temporary edits, so that way we can have that one back correctly. All right, that's how it goes. 17 to 140. Johnny Barker out front. Kenny Reel half second behind. David Lamaga falling off pace here as well. Coutila is, oh baby, but he got free there. Heard a save. I heard it. Let's see. Bear with me here. Right here. Letitia, thank you very much. There's a 16 on the bottom side. 94 was on the high side. In the corner, gets into the corner. 24 had the exit here. Good pass going on there. Did it happen with Brian? Well, high line momentum. No. Not quite sure. I don't know where it happened. I heard it. I did. I heard it. I don't know what happened. 20-140. It's like Brian Huntley Jr. over to pit road here. I don't know if he has to serve a penalty. Something happened there. Oh, there it is. There's what happened. I was trying to make the pass on the outside there. It's into the wall. It happened before that. All right, there it was. I knew I had to wait just a second. Brian Huntley Jr. was around the 16, trying to utilize that high line and tighten the wall here. Oh baby. 94 went to the bottom side. 44 was there as well. 44 sends the 94 up into the 19. So that's what happened there. And then Brian Huntley Jr. able to make it to pit road. So he's going to be a couple of laps down. I think he was speeding coming to pit road. So not only there, but he served his penalties. He's going to be 2 laps down Arabia Caton's going to be a lap down. That's naturally here. Johnny Barker comes around, and I think Brian Huntley Jr. went ahead and took his full fast repair, took the penalty, got the tires, and said, you know what, we're good to go. And there's not much you can do when you're trying to brake coming to pit road there. These things do happen. Right now, 23 drivers on the racetrack. Brian Huntley Jr. will give himself a good advantage. Johnny Barker will be trying to hold off the 24 of Kenny Reel for a little while. Kenny Reel 1.9 seconds back as the drivers roll. And Rob Lowe rebounding here, the 852 I-rated driver. Rebounding from dropping off earlier, maybe needed to save some tires. Catching up to Kenny Reel. Yeah, I knew that there was I knew the paint schemes weren't updated. I thought the 24 was already running a different paint scheme. There is the 30 of Arabia Caton. Going naturally a lap down to third. You'll see this battle. As 24 of 140 shows the top three. 24 is going to let the 21 go around here. John Ross is going to be in fourth. We'll see Steve Ritter have to battle back and get to the back bumper of the 44 once again. Nate dropping off his pace, working on saving. They're three wide. Oh, Frank up into the 5. A great save by Nate Cotila. 62 has the 31 all over the back bumper now. Ford starting to show back up inside the top 10. Brandon Guerin back here in the 4. Is Nate Cotila on the run. Nate back to 7th where he started. He's up inside the top 5 for a little bit. We'll see what the strategy will be here. But I think the good thing about Brian Huntley Jr. here is that Brian might be a couple of laps down here. Even though he is a couple of laps down, he's already early on his cycle. So that's that'll be good for his race line. And maybe a chance. I mean, as they get toward the end of the race, we'll see how that's going to work for him. Infield driver Cam. Nate Cotila has the 62 and a 31 right there with him. 31 will cross over the 5 here. You're going to watch this pass. It's going to be a good pass. They will be 3 wide here in a precarious situation. 5 into 31. Dig into the B. 1. I'm sorry, turn 1. It's a great race line, but this is all about that different race pace. Here comes Jeff Barefoot to pit road. As the 9 will drive all the way down the inside lane. Barker puts him a lap down, and right now Arabia Caton coming around to try to get that lucky dog spot back from Jeff Barefoot. He will do so. And we'll take that spot, move up to 21st. Eli Raposa is going to be the driver behind a few here. There's Aaron Bradford in front of him. So Ford trying to track down these 2 Toyotas. Caffrey up to 17th now. He saved a lot of tire here early on, and you see him starting to move forward. Caution comes out here. As we'll see. Maybe for Hmm. 25. There's AJ Costin here. Take a look. They were just sideways. AJ trying to make a pass on Arabia here. It's down on the bottom side. Goes to make the pass on the inside. And 30 down and tight. 25 gets sideways enough. That's what brings out the caution. So everybody coming to pit road. That'll be a chance for, I believe Arabia was involved in that. So Jeff Barefoot will get your lucky dog. Be back out here in just a moment. Went one lap down. Brian Huntley Jr. might stay out here. Go ahead and take a free pass. Arabia's got some damage. He can't come to pit road yet. He has to wait for the leaders to pit, and then he'll come back. He'll be able to come to pit road this next time by. So drivers on pit road. And, of course, love the caution stuff there. You know. Thank you, Bomb Dude. Appreciate you. Thank you for the share, sir. Hey, there it is. I changed all that for the road course yesterday. And, all those things. All of those things. Rob Lowell, Steve Ritter. We 1-2 right now off of coming off pit road. Everybody takes tires and fuel and be a driver or two. Thinking about damage. Ryan Huntley Jr. gets the free pass. We'll be able to come in, top off on fuel. Would not. You definitely don't want to be. Well, maybe he didn't. Did he take the free pass? I think he did take the free pass. I'm trying to do the math here. It is for you. Riptide Radio Cup Series here for 802 Racing League. 32 of 140. Out to quarter way through this race. Knocking it out of the park. Sponsors for the series, rotating the banners up on the top right. Let's check out the links in the description. My sponsors, of course, bottom left of your screen. Beef Jerky Unlimited gives you all your driver cams, and we love our driver cams. Is the one that we will never, ever, 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 ever be more grateful for. The guy, Tommy D, has some of the best beef jerky out there. I'm going to try to get, and I'll have to talk to Tommy about it. I want to get him to say some cool stuff for me. I'm going to move any reel over to the right here a little bit. Bear with me, folks. They came in while when I went after I went live, and I wasn't able to make the adjustments to level them out to the thing that I like here. So, yeah, Huntley Jr. did get the free pass there. Went ahead and came to pit road. The tail of the field. Hopefully he'll be good to go. We'll see. All right, drivers are ready to go. I'm ready to go. Get ready to go. Green flag racing once again. There's a pit road exit. There's pit road entrance. And as it would seem, these drivers are having a good time here. Kentucky's been good. One caution so far, and it happened as the tires wore off. And that's one of those crazy situations that just never know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen. Pace cars in. To the green flag, Geico restart zone. They're back at it. Green flag. Rob Lowe with that number 1 pit stall, able to get back out in front of everybody. Be a chance for him to save some tire here. I wouldn't be surprised to seeing maybe that be the kind of the strategy here. We'll see. They would be very fast earlier. Nate Cotilla getting kind of beat up here a little bit. He had Frank pushed a little high there on corner exit. This is a tire-eating track, and it is one of those tracks that you don't want to put yourself in a bad situation too soon. But it is something that you definitely could get yourself in a world of hurt. 31 to the bottom, 16 to the outside. Steve Ritter here in the 2787 I-rated driver has the 2930 I-rated driver behind him of John Ross. Delgado 2501. AJ Compton 3139 on the field. And some of these drivers that kind of rode in the back just didn't have the qualifying laps that they want. 3 wide corner exit, 94 to the outside, back to 2x2 as Compton goes up into the main lane. Dave Farella, new paint scheme on for the 52. Like it. A good looking paint scheme. Goes the middle lane. Yep. Not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. There's 7 to 40 being completed. A whole lot of beating and banging. A whole lot of effort. A blank there for the 94. Ooh. This is quality. Taking a hit there. Quite sure why. 2 to the bottom side. Big move for the 62 of Zinjan up there. Frank is up to 8th. You see Dave Perella trying to work inside the top 10. The more you back up the corner here, the longer you can save your tires. And a good battle on the outside. 52, 62 side by side. 52 drops to the bottom. Kenny Reel back to 7th. Delgado out front. Rob Lowell there to save as well. We'll see if anybody changes up the strategy. We saw some of the drivers who had long run race pace here did get themselves in a little bit of trouble getting into the longer portion of that first stint there. And that would be, saving the tire, saving fuel. Baker Tilla's in 6th right now. Delgado out front. Chevys lead the top 5. Fords lead the top 5. 3 Chevys behind as everybody wants to put on a good show right here. All right, they're going to do their thing. I'm going to do my thing. I'll be right back. Just a moment.
For adventure, for climbing, for splashing, for premium, for capable. The GMC AT4 lineup, premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC.
Caution comes out. Second time, Brian Huntley Jr. involved. Holy ever-loving cow. That was a big wreck back there. I saw it there. I was testing out the commercial race line there, folks. I had to, whoa, big checkup. Whoa, baby. 66 got into the corner there. I'm trying to figure out what happened here because Caffrey got into the corner. Was running behind Brian Huntley Jr. Caffrey runs the race line, runs in, does a great job, just goes to drop in the corner, and then I don't think Mike expected that to happen. Go to the cockpit view. I want to hear the end car here. I mean, Michael Caffrey is doing a great job. As he drop into the corner, I don't know. That was just a whole difference of speed there. I want to take a look at the lap prior here of them getting into the corner. Huntley and the 82. So this is the corner before. Caffrey sees the 19. Ooh, checks up here. There's the 82 of Larson to the outside. Just to run into the corner. He was just trying to drive into the corner like you would see. Easy out of the throttle. 19 up into the mix. Fifth gear for... They go to get into turn one. This is a normal turn. Salvaging the corner. That's good speed on corner exit. Goes to a run in line and goes to just drop in the corner. That's all he did. And then it was like the 19. I don't know. I don't know. That wouldn't. They'll tell me. I think Mike was just trying to get into the corner, and it just seemed like Brian maybe on the brakes a little harder that time. I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure to make of that one. All I know is that all of a sudden Brian Huntley Jr. was in the lap of Michael Caffrey there. That changes things. Only 4 sets of tires and a fuel range for 70 with a 70% cycle. Normally on the 1.5 mile tracks, you can see these drivers run about 58 to 65 laps. That's pretty much what you see. So it's 75%, or sorry, 70% on the cycle. It's somewhere between that 40 and 48 mark. So basically split the stages in three, or split the race in 2 green flag pit stops. Right now, if somebody wanted to come through and top up on fuel, which you might see here, you'll see drivers try to split the segment a little bit later. We shall see. We'll see what happens here. John Ross is your race leader. Christian Delgado in second. Nate Cortila in third. Kenny Real back in sixth. Steve Ritter's going to be in fifth. I think I wouldn't have thought that anybody would have taken fuel. Jeff Barefoot was your lucky dog there. And coming out of pit road, it's going to be still 1 lap down. Brian Huntley Jr. will be coming off pit road right now as well. It's going to be right behind the 9. We'll have to work very hard to get these laps back. No saving anymore. Second caution of the race. It's about every 20 laps. That's what we're getting. Not a bad thing. Things happen. Michael Caffrey will be, I don't gotta look at his nose. Caffrey came in on 44. We had a few drivers coming on during that pit stop. Yeah, I believe he might have gotten. Yeah, he went ahead and just took the optional damage. It's not a big deal. As far as tires are concerned, I don't think he took them. I would not have taken tires. I still would have ran with that. Getting the optional damage repaired is probably a good thing here. We'll see what happens. Maybe he did take tires. 4 sets of tires is a. It's enough. It's enough to have a different strategy. We'll see. 44, 31, 94, 5. 24 is going to be your top 5. 16, 68, 52, 25, 62 will be your top 10. It's going to be off the pace car. We're going to go back to green flag racing here once again for the third caution of the race. Whoa, I'm sorry, second caution of the race. I don't know why that thing so far down. I don't know. It happens. Green flag. Ross, Delgado, Christopher Pendell's going to be up there in that 94, right there behind the 5. For Chevy in the field, it's going to be Nate Cotillo in third. And Kenny Rio back in sixth here. See if anybody's going to have that change in scenario here. Let's see. Tony Barker into the middle right there. Gonna get free. Gonna knock down the door of Michael Caffrey. I think Barker did not take tires. I think it was fuel only. Caffrey on the restart there was fine. Nick Larson's going to be in 17th here behind Rob Lowell. Lowell took fuel as well. A chance for some drivers to try to two-pit the stage here. If anybody's going to be able to have tires to work harder, not quite sure. 94 to the outsider, the 31. Delgado rolling. You know, the drivers who put up the driver cams today, I appreciate them. I really do. Everybody, a whole lot more effort. Caffrey jumps to pit road here. Caffrey had to enter pit lane. I'm not quite sure why. Take a look. Seemed like he was fine. Is the car underpowered? Seemed fine. Mike, what's going on, man? Tell me about it. Mike rolls high here. Sure. Not quite sure. John Ross, your race leader. He had a good thing going for him there. He's going to be out of the race, so 5 of 140 being completed. Now we get over at Jeff Barefoot. First driver looking for a lap back here. He's going to be in that lucky dog spot. quite halfway. They will go to work. Some wall tapping going on behind. There's Delgado with the 16 of Ritter. Dave Farrell on the 52 working the outside. Looking around his teammate here. Two drivers in front of each other. Delgado and Steve Ritter side by side. Track racer Ford Mustang with the Leaf Guard Ford Mustang. Going in the middle of the corner. Dave Farrell is going to be in 6th. Chris Campbell in 7th, up 11th. Biggest mover of the race is Leroy Koblenz here. At number 43 is up 12. Bob Lowell trying to close back in as well. There's Frank to the outside of the 6. Johnny Barker trying to roll a little bit more. A lot of Fords intermingled here. A lot of different drivers running a whole lot of different paint schemes here that love to see. How about Josh Small trying to work around Nick Larson here. Joshua Small drops into the middle lane. It's going to be right there on that front straight. That front straightaway is a great passing zone if you can set up for the outside lane here at Kentucky. You can run the outside of this racetrack and be very consistent over the long haul. We'll see as they work. Ryan Huntley Jr. be off a couple of laps here. Bradford's going to be the driver first driver off 2 laps. Jeff Barefoot off 1. Arabia Caton looking 12.2 back. Just be consistent. He'll be just fine. 19 drivers on the lead lap. John Ross out front. The 94 in 2nd. Ritter's going to be in 3rd. Delgado Farella, your top 5 as they roll through the break. Nate Cotilla runs up. He is going to be right there behind the 52. This is where, you see, that's when I talk about that passing zone on the front straightaway. You can make up a lot of momentum on the high side and utilize that high second groove. One, to save tires, but also to make passes on the late run. 62 of 140. Not quite halfway as they go. Speaking of not quite halfway, we're about halfway through the season. Here for the 802 Cup Series. We're in week 7. Las Vegas will be week 8. Then on January 20, that's next week of January 21st. January 28th will be the Charlotte throwback race that they're doing. And then Homestead for February 4th. That'll be the halfway of the season. They've got some themed races coming up. Throwback race again. And then on February 4th, they're calling that movie night. I don't know where they need to be. And then after that, they'll have the second half of the season a little later on. Brandon Garand on the move. You see some of these drivers who are off a few spots try to work back. Steve Ritter has gone to second here. 44 in the 16. 44 has a huge lead right now. The 2930 I-rated driver. Doing exactly what it takes right now. Delgado and the 94 going at it. Delgado tried to make the pass back on the inside. Delgado wants that spot back. He's going to have to try to make that pass on the outside. Ritter, Bendel, Delgado, Kenny Reel back up inside the top 5 under the bottom side here in the Valvoline 24. Nico Tilla in 6. Chris Campbell's going to be Phillip 11. How about Leroy? Doing a pretty dang old bang-up job of just trying to roll this corner. 6 will be to the bottom side. Pretty pedestrian race so far. Only a couple of cautions. There's 68 laps of the lap 68 being completed. These are long lap times, and I talked about this one being the longer of the races when it comes to how they feel. It's just the laps feel longer because you're out of the throttle. It's a very flat racetrack. The banking is there, but it doesn't necessarily roll the way that you would normally see out of those other mile-and-a-half tracks where the front straightaways have huge flat spots, and then the corners have huge banking. This is a very, in comparison to what like Charlotte or Las Vegas or Kansas or any of those run, the banking here has huge takeoff. That's the reason why you can run the outside. 24 to the inside of the 94. Delgado made the pass on the outside. He's got to run in third as the 94 drops back another spot here. Crossover move, trying to get back to the back bumper of the 24. Goes back to the outside, or tries to go to the back of the outside. It's going to be out there, trying to butt draft the 24. Not a way you want to get anybody into the corner. 94 holds that middle lane, hits the wall on corner entry. But I'll separate him a little bit here. 94 will have a good run up there to the outside. Will lose ground to the 24 here. Nate Cotilla drops down to the bottom. Trying to break the draft up for these drivers. We'll see the 21 of Rob Lowell roll around the outside. Cotilla might be thinking about pit road here. The first of the takers, maybe split the stage in half. Dave Pirelli coming to pit road as well. John Ross out front. As the halfway point ticks over. John Ross to Steve Ritter, 2.4. Steve trying to close down that pace. John Ross last lap, 32.29. Last 5 lap times for your top 2. All right, for Steve Ritter for your top 3 here. Delgado to Ritter. Ritter a little faster each lap last couple of times. John Ross, though, has been pretty much on point. 68 and 72, the only laps that Steve Ritter has been faster than him for. And Delgado losing a little bit each lap. Delgado to Kenny Reel. Kenny Reel a little bit faster each of these laps. You get on the long run here. That's exactly what you're going to see. And backing up the corner, saving tires, and I think that's exactly what Kenny Reel did. And it's starting to show because he's able to be on the older tires and start to pull away and start to catch these drivers that are out front. The big tire saving track. This one does eat them up. Rob Lowell, who's your pole sitter's in 6th right now, had a little bit of a different strategy here when they came in on 45 to have a little bit longer of a fuel run. That does happen. You'll see, drivers like Dave Ferrella and Nate Cotilla be able to run a little bit harder. 19 of Brian Huntley Jr. Very tight to the 5 there. Cotilla tried to make the pass on the outside. As we'll see, he and Dave Perella, first drivers to take the green flag pit stops, came in on 70. Be able to come back in 35 laps later, basically on 105 to 110, and do it again. John Ross to pit road. Steve Ritter is going to lead a lap here. Kenny Reel will come around as well. Elgato lost his pace to Pendel. Pendel 32.76. I think Christian had an issue there, and had a 2-second different lap there. He might have had some issues. We'll see. Now Rob Lowell, first driver, came in on 45, leads Johnny Barker, who came in on 45 as well. Brandon Guerin came in on 44. David Lamaga came in on 45. AJ Cawthon back here. Nick Larson, Josh Small, Eli Raposa all came in on 44. Cawthon coming in pit road. Sorry about that. Nick Larson came in on 44. Josh Small came in on 44. Eli Raposa came in on 44 as well. 77 to 140. Steve Ritter, huge lead over Kenny Reel, but Kenny is tracking them back down. Has the better pace over the long haul. Is even better than the drivers who came in with that heavier fuel tanks. So 15 lap difference on tires and fuel. Rob Lowell and all these drivers who came in on 45 might think about still short pitting here. Trying to have the better long run. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's a lot that can happen. Steve Ritter came to pit road. He's going to be in. He's going to get his tires and fuel. John Ross is already out. He's going to be ahead of Kenny Reel, we believe. Sorry, take that back. John Ross is behind Kenny Reel. And Cotil is going to be there as well. Cotil is going to be trying to get one of his laps back here very shortly. These drivers are catching Kenny Reel pretty quickly. Reel out front by a 1.2 second lead over the 94. Rob Lowell closing him back down as well. The tire saving strategy for the 24 has been good. Wall tap for the 4, wall tap for the 6, and a wall tap for the 28. Kenny Reel out front, 1.7. One away from the 94. One away from Rob Lowell. And has the car to beat right now. 32.28 on the last lap. Everybody else 32.9, 32.5, 32.4, 32.5, 32.6, 32.8, 33.1, 33.23. All of the drivers on the lead lap. Josh Small still out there. Nick Larson coming to pit road. Chris Campbell is on the longest of runs here. He's on a 50-lap run. And he's losing he's going to lose a ton of ground when it comes to how long he has been out there to the drivers who were on the same cycle as he was. John Ross given on 75, Steve Ritter in on 77. Dave Ferrella at a 1.7 second difference here between he and the 16. Cotilla on the mend as well. Trying to have that top 5. 94 comes to pit road. Take that pit cycle. Is getting those left side tires done. Kenny Reel out front. Green flag pit stops done for the first stint. Frank to second here as well. 21 to the outside. Below 3.1 second difference here as drivers start to have that mindset. Rob Lowell able to play catch up here, but Kenny Reel has the long run pace. This is all about when he's going to come to pit road. 3.2 second difference here. Brandon Guerin goes to third. Lowell able to pick up some speed here. Actually, I think Kenny's coming to pit road. He is. Going to watch his pit road entrance speed. Not lock it down. So Rob Lowell, Brandon Guerin, some of the drivers who came in during that last caution. All 4 of the Fords going to work together here. 28 trying to stay out of the back bumper of the 30 there. The 30 much faster. And now Arabia on fresher tires, try to get around these drivers. Kenny Reel, Frank, all on pit road. Frank's going to be leaving pit road after Kenny Reel here. We'll see Rob Lowell, Brandon Garand, Johnny Barker, David Lamaga. Another thing that would benefit them now, if a caution were to come out right now, it would trap a lot of drivers a lap down. And I mean, maybe that's the strategy here. You can't race them and do your thing. John Ross back on the lead lap here. SDK screwing up on my end, folks. I got to take a look and see what's going on. Bear with me. '86 of 140 being completed. The one green flag pit stop to be had. 31.17, fastest lap of the race by the 94. Now this track is dynamically worn in. This is going to be where you're going to be able to make up that speed. 10 seconds longer on pit road for the 94 than the field, so maybe a 10-second hold. Bradford in the 45 also last time by spent that, but that was during the caution. So we'll see what happens there. 87 to 140. Brandon Garand, Rob Lowell, Johnny Barker, David Lamaga, Joshua Small all still need to come to pit road. Top 5 will be caught by John Ross at some point. He is running about a second and a half faster than everybody in front of him. Brandon Garand 32.8 with 31.8 of John Ross. Let me take that back. That'll be John Ross trying to hold on. Rob Lowell, Brandon Garand going back and forth here. Any one of these drivers will try to save any kind of fuel. I would say they all need to just kind of ride here and run their lap times down. Maybe a Caton trying to get around these fine folks. 94, 31.10, fastest lap of the race once again, last time by. Again, 17th. Multiple lap drivers are going to be multiple laps down. That's part of the thing here. Maybe Caton tries to get around the top 3. Dave Farella trying to get one of his laps back. He and Nate Cotilla have held on to their top 5 kind of night. We'll see. Caution comes out. That's what you didn't want. Aaron Bradford, Nick Larson having issues. So the strategy works for Rob Lowell, Brandon Garand, Johnny Barker, David Lamaga, and Joshua Small. John Ross is on the lead lap. We'll have an opportunity here. All those other drivers are coming to pit road. John Ross has the better car on the long run. Dave Farella and Akud. A lot of people are going to have to stay out and take the free pass. Dave Farella is going to be your lucky dog. And cheeky move. What in the world, man? Go far, Chase. I do need to change that camera. Sorry about that, folks. It was screaming in my ear here. So this is Aaron Bradford, the 45. He's out of the corner. 82, just, wow. The speed difference there from Nick Larson. That'll be what brought out the caution. Wow. And right there's where the caution comes out. Set this up for the corner. 45 is running high. He's letting people go by. He's just letting them go. He's running the race line here. And track awareness happens. This is where track awareness becomes the big key. 45 runs the bottom side. Here's Eli. I'm sorry, not Eli. Nick Larson here. 45 lets him go by. 82 just the speed difference there was huge. However, the 82 on exit couldn't stay out of the 45, and a long straightaway drag there. Oh, man. Drivers are waiting for the pace car here. Rob Lowell way out there. John Ross is going to be in second. Brandon Guerin came to pit road on lap 90. Johnny Barker. So Rob was unable to go to pit road there. He has to wait for the pace car. There he goes. John Ross. John Ross will be your race leader. Give it on 75. 15 lap difference on tires. I would be coming to pit road as well. Brandon Guerin will be able to make that pass pretty easy. Rob Lowell coming to pit road after everybody else. May get the EOL here. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work for him. We'll have to see in the after action log what happened. Yeah. So right now we have 15 drivers going to be on the lead lap. And they'll have to come around and take the free pass. John Ross is back here in the 44. We'll have a few drivers trapped down here. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. It's good strategy. Green flag pit stops. Traps a lot of drivers down. I mean, it just makes for an interesting cycle here for a lot of the drivers. We'll see what happens, though. New tires for everybody else behind them. Johnny Barker, Dave Lamaga coming to pit road. Dave Farella is not coming to pit road. Dave Farella was your lucky dog there, so he is going to start the tail end. A lot of drivers coming in for that extra splash of fuel to try to make it toward the end. Now completing lap 92. It would be close. I think there's going to be another caution, though. I'd be surprised if there weren't. If that's the case, then everybody's going to be back on the level playing field, and then you'll see kind of how that plays out. If there's not, then the drivers who keep it on 45 that basically lap the field there because of the fuel cycle, the fuel window. Man, it would have been so much. It would have been interesting to see this thing run out, but it stayed green there. I don't know. Kentucky's been eventful. This is the third or fourth caution of the race. 44-4, 20, 52, 6, 28, 21, 5, 31, 24. There are some drivers back there that still have the long run race pace. I don't count out Kenny Reel. Third caution of the race, 94. We have 46 laps to go. That's still a lot of laps. John Ross ready to get tilted. 6/10 of a second difference. As Dave Farella, whoa, 45 off the bottom. Hits the wall. 45 or 40, yeah, it was the 45. But Aaron Bradford got smoked there. Follow this one from the green flag. Let's see what happened. 25 of Cawthon gets on the back bumper of the 45 there. A little tap. .25 again on the back bumper. 5 on the end here. 25 drifts up, is clear. This gets free. Yep, does. Old tires will do it. New tires will do it as well, but give it a pit road and he will take care of that one. It's John Ross. We'll have a caution here. We'll see. Hey, Farella, Jeff Barefoot having an issue. Aaron Bradford went ahead and jumped to pit road. I guess caution. Sorry about that, folks. I missed the caution. Whoa, Netco. Farella spun around. There is Jeff Barefoot having an issue there as well. It was a good exit for both drivers. The 9 of Jeff Barefoot was up high. Oh, Jeff a little free right there. Delgado gets around him. Right there, you see the 52 trying to get out of the throttle there, and quarter speed this. The 9 not exiting towards the wall. Second lane. Now it starts to exit toward the wall. 52 tries to adjust here. Boom. There they go. Man, unfortunate for both of the drivers. Unfortunate. I did think there was going to be another caution. Here they come down a pit road. Joshua Small, one of the drivers in as well. Now the tables have turned. John Ross on 75. Delgado in on 76. Nate Coutillo on 70. Christopher came in on lap 80. So these drivers go back to that kind of race line. Steve Ritter's going to be your lucky dog here. We'll come be able to get back on the lead lap. One of the faster cars that you're going to see out there. He did come in on 90. Frank came in on 90 as well. AJ Cawthon came in on 89. Any one of these drivers would want to keep things at bay. John Ross is your race leader. Fourth caution of the race. Things do happen. Give it so, folks. Reach up, hit that like button. It goes a long way. Thank you to all the people who help support the 802 Racing League and the Riptide Radio Cup Series. It's the Next Generation Cup Series. This is their winter schedule. Yeah. For Brandon Guerin to restart on the outside here. When we go back to Green Flag Racing, one of the things you see up there is BG Graphics. Make sure you go check him out. There's a link in the description for all of these fine folks as well. BG Graphics, Detail Customs is out there. Leaf Guard, of course. Leaf Guard was one of the first sponsors in the very beginning of the series. I put everything on rotation for that as well. Out of Lloyd's Crash, of course, sponsoring the rookie standings that they have up there for this series. All that money and all that goes directly to the league. My sponsors, of course, the bottom left of they're the one that helps support what I do, so that way I can keep these leagues affordable. As of January 1st, folks, my rates went up. It went up $5 a race, and all of the leagues that we broadcast for. If it's dirt, there's a different price for that. But My rate started was it 40 for an hour, 50 for 2 hours, and that's where we're at. And it pays for my voice. All the graphics and everything that I've done and everything that I've learned how to do. That's all part of the learning process. But somebody asked me, what do they get? They get the voice, and they get the time, and they get the energy. Basically, it's $25 an hour, based on the length of the race. So if it's and $40 is what sets it up. It's $40 a race for an hour, 50 for 2 hours, 3 hours. I think we went to 60. Then 4 hours. There's a whole different piece right there. So everybody knows that's what our rates are. And that'll be what we are later on. Ross gets a good restart here. Garand in second, Barker in third, Lowell in fourth, Cotillo in fifth. Chance for some new tires to try to prevail here. We'll see what happens. Again, everybody's kind of on that level playing field. They didn't really get a long run there. We'd love to see it. 40 laps to go. As now John Ross will try to hold off Johnny Barker. Brennan Rob Lowell. Lowell, watch Lowell back up just a little bit. Oh, back the corner. This is long. There is a long enough run here that they don't have to push near as hard as what you think. We'll see what happens. 2x2 back there is the 94, able to work forward. Christopher came in on lap 80. They ran some of the best laps. 27 seconds of to get it out of pit road. Finds himself back on the lead lap here. Oh, caution comes out once again as AJ Cawthon goes around. Steve Ritter went around as well. What happened to Steve, man? Steve was the one that we saw flipping. 62 exits, same concept. 52 held his line. 25 gets sent down. Big old racing deal. And oh man. High line 52. 16 comes up. Just wasn't clear. And oh man. Fifth caution of the race. John Ross runs the fastest lap of the race last time by. And he's on 17 lap older tires than everybody else. 31.04. Gaffrey? Didn't know that, man. Gaffrey's getting... So Mike had... Michael Gaffrey, who was out there earlier, is getting some reconstructed knees here. Boy. Buddy, I hope you get a speedy recovery. That's for darn sure. I know you had planned on running the truck series. Boy. Boy, howdy. All right, John Ross comes to pit road. Johnny Barker, your race leader. Rob Lowell's going to be in second. There's those top four that we talked about earlier who were able to get the drivers. This would have been a great... This played out to be such a great strategy. And then now everything's kind of flipped on its head, and we'll see. See if we can keep it green toward the end. We're getting close to it. About 38 laps to go. 37 this time by. As Kentucky's starting to heat up here. Boy, howdy. All right, they pace around. I'm going to take a drink. I got to get a drink, folks. I'll be right back as these guys do their thing. 107. Go back to green, but I think 106 on lap 106. We'll keep it on the exciting cam with the just in case, because that's what happens. These things do get exciting. They really do. Commander Rude. right, folks, I'm back at it again. Sorry, Little Miss is not feeling too hot, so we wanted to get her taken care of. Dave Ferrella coming to pit lane here. Let's see what's happening. Johnny Barker out front. Oh, Nate Cotilla having an issue. Caution comes back out here. Maybe a Kate involved. Nate Cotilla. See what happened. It was a good restart there. They ran a few laps, and now we're getting down to the wire where everything kind of happens. There's the 5. 45 gets. Oh, same thing kind of happened there. Oh. Nate got smashed. You got Holt smashed. There's Steve. That's Steve Ritter. One more time here. We go to the 45's point of view. Pretty sure. Yeah. Okay. Aaron Bradford about 4 laps down here. On the back bumper. This is kind of a similar situation that we saw with 5 backing up the corner, runs the line. 45 goes back to the inside. 5's going to, gets a little free there. Checks up for the 62. Almost gets the 62 free. Nate Cotilla goes back into the race line. He's backing up his corners. And then, I don't know, 45 kind of didn't turn down a little bit there. I'm not quite sure. Tell me what happened there, because be your opinion that I kind of take here. Nate Cotilla going to come back to pit road here. Got a broken car. Is very much, that's a broken toe link there. That's exactly what you see. He's trying to come to pit road to get that car fixed. Exactly what that broken toe link looks like, folks. That would be a broken right rear toe link. That wouldn't even be a front. I do believe he still has a fast repair, so he'll be a lap down. Austin gets back on the lead lap. It will be a lucky dog here. A Ferrella back at the tail end of the field as well. Be a lap down. Johnny Barker, your race leader, 114 of 140. Justin Delgado in 5th, up 10. Chris Campbell up 12 is your biggest mover of the race. 68 back up there running. Steve Ritter, John Ross all having a good battle here. They've been able to move themselves back inside the top 10. Be all about who's going to have that tail end. Words aplenty, that's for sure. Thank you, Mr. Mandarude. I appreciate you. Thank you, everybody. Big old full send. Thank you, sir. MJ, so let's go 44. Ross, bring it home. I like it. Thank you for the chats. I appreciate that. Doesn't matter. That is a whole lot. I don't know. What do you think? Austin does his thing. Nate Cotilla gets the fast repair. Go ahead and takes those tires. 26 laps to go. We'll go back to Green Flag Racing here very shortly. As we'll see who's going to have it, who's not going to have it. AJ Constant leaving pit road. Maybe since he has the fast repair, or not faster, since he has a set of tires here, this is a chance. This is an opportunity. Whole lot of fresh tires behind them all. Eddie Real with fresh tires. Frank with fresh tires. Leroy Koblenz with fresh tires. Joshua Small got some damage taken care of. Might have been able to take tires. I'm not sure. Nick Larson, of course, has some of that right front damage. Still getting things kind of taken care of here. Cawthon should be at the tail end of the longest line. Ferrella would be the next lucky dog if there were one. He and his teammate, Nate Cotilla. Those drivers give it a 111 to 112. Nate was on the lead lap, had to go off the lead lap there to crab walk to pit road. ETL will give you 25 laps to go. That's what we've got going on here. ETL Customs and Designs. Check them out on Facebook, facebook.com by searching DTL Customs. BG Graphics out there giving some good love. Thank you to Out of Woods Crafts. Thank you to, of course, Riptide Radio for being the sponsor of the 802 Cup Series, or the 802 Next Gen Cup Series. I encourage you folks, if you do have little businesses out there, I encourage you to get out there and, John Ross having an issue to jump the pit road. What in the world? John jumped the pit road. Something happened there. I don't know. I'm not sure at all. John had a freaking good thing going. Did a bunch of laps. I thought it might have won this one. Might have had to leave. But life does happen to us all. All right, pace car's in. We're going to do it again. Green flag racing coming up. Eddie Barker out front. Bob Lowe in second. David Umaga in third. Oh, baby. Delgado trying to roll in that middle lane. The 28th there, 4 to the bottom. Christian Delgado on a full send moment. He'll be right there next to the wall. Checks up the brake there. 94 clears him. Family emergency. Hey, I understand. Hey, that's why I said it's all good. We don't even need to go into details. We want to make sure that he's okay. I don't need to know. I just want to make sure everybody's good to go. Steve Ritter to the inside of the 31. Delgado back to 8th. Kenny Real goes about his side. 22 laps to go. Bob Lowell runs the fastest lap of the race, 30.79. Gets tight in the corner next to his teammate, running up the race line. Got to be careful. 6 battles back. A lot of forwards up there. Ross out of the race. Drop back as far as 19th right now. Aaron Bradford with enough time here for that 45 to be able to clear some lap times. 82 of Nick Larson in 13th. Trying to work on it. 2 drivers battling back and forth for their lucky dog spot. Dave Farrell and A. Curtil is going to be back here as well, trying to get around some of the other drivers. Right now, see a lot of damage happening back here. 6 out front, 21 in second. Brandon Guerin's going to be in third. 94 in fourth. Steve Ritter in fifth. Ritter side by side with the 28 of Umaga. 28 battles back, side by side once again. At a certain point, tires are going to have to prevail, and we'll have to see who's got them. 10-lap fresher tires for the 94 here, and he is going places. He's there to the outside of the 4. 19 laps to go. 30.95, his fastest lap of the race. Or up to block the 94. You got to be careful here. Maybe not up to block, but he definitely took the line away. That's for darn sure. 94 with a head of steam. Kenny Real now in tow of these, of basically 6 Fords in front of him. Leroy Koblenz here in a Chevy as well. Was Campbell in a Toyota. Delgado back to 10th. Very lopsided field when it comes to manufacturers. Not used to seeing. This is the only league that I've seen this many Fords in. So the 4 Brandon Guerin now has an opportunity. Backing off the corner. It's around to the outside. Trying to get around the 21 here. Will be able to get into the corner. Runs a little higher here. Ford back into the throttle a little bit more quickly than 21. Letitia, thank you for the share, dear. Ford has a better line. Just it's stagnant with the 21 in front of him. 16 to go. Kenny Reel in sixth. Rob Lowell back side by side. Ford drops in. Now the 94 in tow. Barker, Guerin bounces it off the corner. Lowell back in tow, will get back to the outside. Ford go off the wall for the 2194, down to avoid. Ritter in tow as well. The 5 spot belongs to the 16. 24 right there as well. Now the 94 will have to get back into the gears and back through the speed. Brandon Guerin, we try to track down Johnny Barker. 14 laps to go. The more Johnny Barker just runs forward, doesn't worry about what's going on behind him, the easier this one will be for him. It's now the 10-lap sprint on the tires have pretty much worn off. Rob Lowell, who really turns it on after about lap 20, has been running very hard here. We'll have to just kind of knock it out and see where he can finish. And right now, the 94 under fire from Steve Ritter and Kenny Reel. Chevy in the field. It's in fifth right now as the 24 rolls the corner. 16-24, side by side on corner exit. Nope, not quite. Almost there. A wall tap for the 21. Drivers who are out there putting on speed right now. Going to be Steve Ritter. Steve Ritter fastest lap this time by. And faster than your race leader. Doesn't have the fastest lap in the race, but does have the fastest lap this last time by. Kenny Reel trying to shove off into the corner. Is going to be able to do so. 16 will close back in as well. 12 laps to go to be 11 this time by. Rob Lowell gets back around Brandon Guerin here. Guerin with some race line issues there on the last one, but they are closing in. Johnny Barker, both of them running faster laps this last time by. Guerin to 0.2 of a second slower than Rob Lowell. Must have been some contact there. Kenny Reel to the bottom side. Brandon Guerin runs the outside. 21 down to the block. 24 will have the inside lane and the drive off into the corner. 21 there in tow. 24 in tow of the 21. Sorry, let me get that correct there. 24 to the bottom side. 4 up on high. Rob Lowell to second. Kenny Reel clears the 4. Kenny Reel will drop into the corner again. Is where any kind of momentum you're going to see going to turn into this. 21 up near the wall. 24 on the inside. All the way down to the bottom. 24 into the corner again. 21 lap difference on tires. Dan, thank you for subscribing out there on YouTube. Appreciate you. Steve Ritter holding on as well. How about Leroy Koblenz? Koblenz, 16, your biggest mover of the race. Has same tire strategy as Kenny Reel. 9 laps to go to be 8 this time by. Half second in closing.
Kenny Reel trying to go for the nail in the coffin of the first half of the season. Currently leads in points coming in. Trying to get his fourth win on the series. And makes the inside line pass on the 6. Kenny Reel out front and can be smooth sailing. Did Johnny Barker save anything here? With 7 laps to go. Rob Lowell back to third. Nobody would have thunk it. But here comes Leroy Koblenz. Koblenz to the outside of the 4. New tires for that driver. Steve Ritter came on a 102. How about Frank? Frank's got 6 laps to do something here. Leroy inside the top 5. Kenny Reel, Rob Lowell, Johnny Barker. Lowell back to second. Getting around his teammate, half second the difference. Kenny Reel with fresh air now. Trying to go for his 4th win. 5 laps to go. Koblenz behind the 4. Leroy Koblenz, 15.63 on the iRating. 16 back to the inside. 16 bobbles up into the 43. Able to save it. Hit the bottom of the race line there. Leroy is faster than the 4. This needs to find a way around. Might have to do it. 4 takes the protective line here. Koblenz there in 5th. 43 to the bottom side. 4 down to take the air away. 4 all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. 43 needs to go. New tire strat working. I talked about it earlier. 4 laps to go here. Any one of these drivers could have changed their race line. 4 runs the 43 down. Careful on it. 43 is going to be right there on that back corner exit. Leroy Koblenz giving room to Brandon Garand, and that is that's saying something. Frank up inside the top 10 off 4. He started 3rd. He is catching him. 3 laps to go. He's a half second faster than everybody in front of him, including Kenny Reel. Kenny Reel pulling away from Rob Lowell, who's in 2nd. Johnny Barker in 3rd. Brandon Guerin doing everything he can to try to hold on to that 4th spot. Leroy Koblenz is doing a great job of being patient with the driver in front of him. But here comes Frank. 2 laps to go. Right behind, there's Steve Ritter. Steve runs the wall, tries to get the corner back in. 43 in the mix. Leroy trying to have a top 5.9, up 17. Again, is faster than the 4. 4 takes the line away. We're about to have at it. 0.6 of a second lead here. Now 0.7 as Kenny Reel saves a little bit. Digs out of the corner. White flag waves final lap here at Kentucky as the 802 Cup Series. And a different strategy. The same strategy that put drivers a lap down became the strategy that in 2 more turns could win the race. Final 2 turns for Kenny Reel. Rob Lowell, not enough. Again, long run race pace. Rob Lowell had great long run race pace. So did Kenny Reel. And Kenny Reel's going to get the victory here today. Rob Lowell in 2nd. Johnny Barker in 3rd. Brandon Guerin, Leroy Koblenz, your top 5. Ritter and Zingen, Cawthon, Pendel, and Campbell. Well, the drivers put a lot of effort in there. Delgado finished 11th, Small in 12th. Kenny Reel gets the victory here today as they still come around to tie it over. And here's your race results. Week 7 at Kentucky in the books here. Kenny Reel, Rob Lowell, Johnny Barker Your top three, Garand, Koblenz, top 5, 16, 62, 25, 94, the 68 finished top 10. Again, Delgado 11th. Small Lamaga, Eli Raposa finishes 14th. Nick Larson 15th. Nate Cortila finishes ahead of his teammate Dave Varela. Caton Bradford, John Ross, your top 20. John having that issue earlier, needed to step away. All understood. And the rest of it, Huntley Jr. out of the race, 42 laps down, barefoot on 22nd. Caffrey, of course, had some issues earlier. We appreciate that. Kenny Reel, your race leader, will be the guy. They have too many Discords. Come on. Okay. All right. He's not ready. Let's go back to the main screen. Let's talk to your P3 finisher, Johnny Barker. Johnny, congratulations on a P3. I know that you've been hunting for some momentum moving forward. Last year's champion or last season's champion coming in here, finishing third. New tire strategy. You guys had a strategy earlier. If it had ran green, it would have been a great strategy, but cautions kind of preluded that. But hey, you know what? A great finish there toward the end. Walk me through it.
We was all sitting good with our strategy. I believe we would have been one of the only ones that could have made it. And well, caution come out. You know how that goes.
Yeah, it did, and then but everybody kind of getting themselves back on the lead lap. Still would have had an opportunity there because of how everybody had to unlap themselves, basically. They had to take the free pass, get that wave around, and then they would have put still would have put a good situation there. It's the next caution that threw that one up. But you guys had a good race going on there, long run race pace. You kind of had to back off the corners early. Kind of had to make sure that the drivers around you were try to be very aware. This one seemed like it was. It seemed like that was kind of what you needed to do. Just back off, take it easy, and then be able to run the long run.
Oh yeah, definitely. The tires it would kill your tires if you tried to run hard. So we practiced all week and had good long run speed. There at the end when I realized Kenny had them. I can't remember exactly how many laps fresher, but pretty good bit of laps fresher tires. I knew I knew I was a sitting duck out there.
Yeah, 21 lap pressure tires he was going to make that pass, and clean air wasn't always the best though. So, but it was strategy that won this one, and you guys still had a good night. So congratulations on a P3 finish here, man. Give you shout outs.
Yeah, I'd like to thank my teammates with the Wolf Pack. Thank y'all for putting on the broadcast. Listening to go watch it. All the sponsors for the 802 League, and I think that's about it.
All right, my man. Well, I look forward to seeing what you do next week at Las Vegas. Mile and a half tracks work well for you.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Johnny Barker, P3 finish. Let's talk to your second place finisher who had very good race. Started on pole, of course. Rob Lowell. Rob, this one was all about tires. Yeah, I talked to Johnny about it. You guys had a good strategy there towards the beginning portion of this race. Being able to come in on 45 and where nobody else did. So your team comes in, you take fuel. You know you're going to have to extend it, be able to not too hit it, but be able to try to make it there on that big long run. And you're able to back up the corners, do really well here. Just new tires kind of outstretched that one. You were catching him a little bit toward the end. I think he had to back off. I'm not quite sure, but there was a lot of good laps ran toward the end. Walk me through this one.
Yeah, it was a long night. Yeah, so Johnny and I have been practicing all week together, teammates, of course. Monday night, we went out for about an hour, and at the end of that practice, said Johnny, our strategy is going to be, if it goes green the whole way, we'll pit on 47, 47, and 46. And I think we got that first caution like lap 44, and I said let's just pit and then we'll top off with 2 to go. We did that, and it was looking really good. Um, had that long run, and I know it was like lap 90, 91. The caution came out. I was fuming in my here in the sim. I really wanted that to stay, at least let it cycle through there. But we played it right. We got back out front, and I saw them guys, John Ross and Kenny, going on I think 114. So they had like 20 lap fresher tires, and that point I knew I could make it on fuel. We had enough cautions. I was like 4 laps to the good. So if you were downshifting, you could only go like 44 laps on a run. So the whole night we weren't downshifting. That last run I started downshifting, and even when Kenny got by me there, I know from the first 2 segments Kenny dropped off after like 15 laps, 20 laps. He lost a lot of speed. So
He was trying to save tires. I guarantee that's probably what he's going to say, because this is a tire eating track. I thought that's what you were doing too, and dropping backwards to be able to.
I did once. I ran Johnny a little bit, then I dropped back. Brandon got back by me, and I said, I'm just going to ride here for 5-6 laps. Then I saw Kenny and closing the gap, and I said, okay, it's time to go here. But it is what it is. I've had a horrendous season, my worst start any season. I was back in 24th in points coming in tonight. I think I'm leaving like 19th, only like a handful of points out of 15. So I got to get in the cutoff for the playoffs. This was a good race. I said, if I get a top 5, I'll be happy. I'm just hunting top 5s, and win would have been nice, but I think we had strategy covered. There sitting 1-2, you can't pit with 26 to go and Chance losing all that spot. I mean, I think Kenny and John restarted like 14th, 15th. And if that one caution hadn't come out, with like 12 to 15 to go, they never would have got to us. So it is what it is. You can't cover everything. I want to thank Riptide Radio, Out of the Wood Crafts, BG Graphics for the Pole Award. Want to thank you, Jason, put on a great broadcast. And, we were really clean and green a lot early on, and we just got to clean up the end of these races. It seemed like the end of the races, we get a little antsy, and we start having a caution fest, but we'll get better. This was a little bit step back this week with the cautions late, but we'll get better.
I mean, cautions are going to happen whenever you get toward the end of the race. If you have a late race caution, I mean, barring the last, 19 laps here, it was fine. There was nothing wrong with that. But people are gonna step up, and if they're gonna put their cars in places they shouldn't. Sometimes it happens. That's
yeah. It's tough for us veterans of the league. We had 8 races in season 2 that went caution free, except for the comp caution when we had those. So we'll get there. A lot of new guys, they're learning each other. I saw a lot of give and take today, especially getting into turn 3. So that's really nice to see.
I saw some from up here. I saw some not so give and take from turn 3, but it was breaking differences. That was the big thing. People weren't used to seeing people back up the corner in turn 3. That was a difference maker too. But.
Yeah, one restart I got collected, and someone backed the corner up a lot, and I think my teammate Jeff Barefoot got into him a little bit, and he got up into me and Johnny both. But that's just guys. I tell the league all the time, we have multiple practices a week. You need to get in and practice, especially a track like Kentucky where you do have to back your corner up, and then you have to learn where to get out of the gas and let it roll through the middle to maintain speed without going back to the gas. Practice is what it takes to run fast in these tracks.
My line knowledge as well. That's we saw that early too. Rob, much love, man.
Yep.
P2 finished. I got to go talk to Kenny because he's always late to the
party.
He
did a great job.
He's always late to the party.
Well, he's still young. He'll get there.
All right, we'll talk
later, Jason.
Yeah. Bob Lowell finishes P2. Kenny Reel is going to be your victor here today. I talked about him being late to the party. You're always late to the party, man. You're supposed to be the first person to talk to. You had the camera up. You had everything ready to go. Man, congrats on the victory here. New tires prevailed. They had a strategy earlier that and you were able to come in and put one of your own. And that's what won you the race today. Having the knowledge. Excuse me. You knew that, probably after the couple of cautions there's only going to be a handful of people that maybe did come in. and you were one of them, and you were in position to be able to do so. Where does this one rank? Because it's your fourth win of the season, and this one matters. This one matters a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably the top two. I had to learn about tires early. First run, I really kind of tried to save, but I kind of went backwards, and it made me learn a lot about the tire wear here. I was overdriving 3 and 4 and learned I had to back it off and adjusted my entry a lot to where I was going straight, breaking straight into the corner, and that helped a lot. And after a long period, just started learning more and more. I feel like I kind of got you know blessed with a win here. John, I hope he's doing all right. He had a family emergency. He was fast all night, and I think if he didn't have to go, he probably would have won it. But yeah, the target was 120. If we had a caution after lap 120, we were pitting for tires. We got a little bit early, so I didn't see anyone up front go in, and I think they probably still had a set left. So I got blessed with that, and after that, it was all about just kind of managing the gap, kind of saving as pacing my way around to be able to catch him at the very end, and it worked out.
Highline was an advantage here as well. There was a lot of things that
Mhm.
kind of just that just played into that old Kentucky advantage that you would see if you could get the tires warmed up and get on that 10 lap run, back your corners up, take your time. You could find that second and third lane, especially out of if you can get to the high side on the front straightaway, you're gonna make a pass in 1 or 2.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people are, being defensive driving on the top, and it worked for me. I seen a bunch of people that I was, would get underneath 3 and 4, thinking I would make the pass, and they'd get a huge run off corner exit, and I mean, I tried to save tires, be a bottom feeder all race. I mean, if I tried to make a pass a few times or defensive driving, I'd end up over driving the corner, so I couldn't do it. So, you know, the people that was able to do that, hats off to them because I wasn't able to run the high line.
Kentucky was defensive driving 101, aka mini Chicagoland. That's what this was.
Yeah.
If you guys know anything about Chicagoland, if you've ever raced Chicagoland, you know that that is a high line running track on old tires, and you can make passes if you can save it. So, but it depends on your driving style, of course. That's kind of the way it goes. Kenny got another victory, fourth on the season through 10 races. That's pretty impressive, and try to put the nail in the coffin early. I'm sure try to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
A good advantage here as you work through it. So, give you shout outs, my man.
I just want to give a shout out to my teammates, Piss and Broke, Esports, Boo Esports. Shout out to you for putting on the broadcast. Shout out to Detail Customs, Leaf Guard, Riptide Radio, everybody that puts on the league. Appreciate all them guys over there for putting on a decent league for all of us. So, yep. Hope it was a good one.
Kenny Real, your race winner, and knocks it out of the park. We'll let them all have a chit chat in the waiting room. Jason Wiley, great run, Kenny. He did a great job. He had the right strategy there, and he did it at the right time. Similarly, Rob Lowe, Johnny Barker, that whole team, whenever they all came on 45, made the right strategy there as well. The difference is that they weren't cautions kind of preluded that or thwarted that plan, and there was no. I don't know. I mean, they were still able to stick with it. You know what I mean? They were able to do a phenomenal job of putting on a good fight at the end. It took a good 20 laps for Kenny to finally get himself up there. Roman said, of course, there's a family emergency for John. It's all good. If there's an emergency, that's cool. I was just making sure that we don't you don't have to put it in chat or anything like that. As far as the family emergency, thank you very much for that information. That's what I meant on that. We don't want to we don't want to have any personal business out there. It's not good for anybody other than we'll always keep our thoughts and prayers to folks. It's just one of those things. We want to make sure that if it's something really bad, I want to make sure that they know that we'll be here, to give him some love. I appreciate him. John Ross was fast today, and I think he had a chance to win the race, of course. But it's Kentucky. Kentucky runs. It's a great racetrack. I love this racetrack. I really do, and I think it runs well for everything that drives on it, except for the Xfinity car. But the Xfinity car is just fun to drive regardless. Yeah, could be good. We'll be back for dirt racing tomorrow. We have Truck Series racing on Tuesday. We have Throwback racing on Wednesday. And then Thursday, we will have Truck Series racing for us. Friday's coming up here at February 9th. We'll be back with the Next Gen Cup Series for Chop Shop Racing again. And then Saturday, we got the doubleheader. We'll be back next Sunday. Actually, I think is it next Sunday or the Sunday after? We're going to have a doubleheader there as well. We'll have an early race, and then we'll have, of course, the 802 capping off our night. Be fun. Be entertaining, that's for sure. Yeah, it's about to be race every day. And maybe some live streaming during the day to be able to cap off some of what we're doing. So, thank you to Christian for being a part of the driver camps. Thank you to Nate as well. Thank you to Kenny Reel for being a part of the driver camps. I appreciate everybody doing that. Absolutely fantastic drive off at the end. Kentucky, I thought it was great. Kentucky's a good racetrack. You just gotta, you gotta get into the corners. It's a track. Once you learn it, and you learn how to drive it, you really find yourself a good segment to jump into. You figure out where that race line is going to work for you. And I think that's the thing about this racetrack and what iRacing's been doing is they've been really settling in and getting the tracks dynamically present for where the tires are going to be, where the tire wear is. And I love it. I think that's absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, it's going to be good. Be good, folks. Be safe. Be kind to one another. I know that we get a lot of racing coming up over the next couple of weeks, over the next couple of months. We're going to be very busy. If you want to help support the stream, of course, give a like, give a share, give a follow. If you want to help support what we do over here at Signature Esports, you can always hit the donation tabs and links and all that stuff and buy a t-shirt. All that stuff helps. It goes a long way. It really does. Yeah, what we do. Just try to be a community. Try to focus on these drivers. I know that the leagues pay us, but the big focus here is these drivers, because they're more important. Not saying the leagues aren't important. All the leagues are important. Every one of them, all the admins, every sponsor that's out there. But the drivers are what make this happen. Because without the drivers, these leagues wouldn't exist. So, be good. We'll see you in the next one.